What's up, bitches? We're here way early. I needed a beer. It. Oh, we have the nugget. Just let you know, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We're live.
Yay.
Early. Because we're that awesome. What you up to, man?
Oh, nothing much. Got off work a little bit ago.
How was that?
Oh, it was wonderful. If it got any better, I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
Hey, if mine gets any better, I might have a job.
How's all that going, by the way? Well,
I think it's me and another guy both are being kind of picked on. It seems like he feels the same way I do. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, anybody
All you can do.
I know involved in that thing up there the other day?
No.
Good.
Nah, they don't know. Well, at that time, I don't know what they've known now, but they don't know if it was a road rage incident or drug related. But they made contact because there were pieces of vehicles laying in front of Meyer. And oops.
Well,
it's all over
from the bank
news,
across
so
the street, and
it's all on the news anyway, so it's not like anybody hadn't seen what happened.
right.
So, and then one vehicle pulled out a gun and shot through the other one, hitting the guy in the leg.
Pew pew.
Yeah, buddy.
What I'm
Don't do
talking
drugs,
about.
kids.
That is what I'm talking about. So I fixed a little bitty soundboard similar to mixers. Down in my panels, but apparently you can only see it if it's on PC. What's up, Pascal?
What's up, buddy?
Howdy, howdy. We got the alerts turned off. Turning the alerts on. On the right. Yeah, I am. How you doing, Pascal? Can't hear you. Ooh.
How is
There
that, my
you-
sniffle?
Oh, I don't know.
Better?
Yep, much better.
Perfect. Is there any background noise?
Now you sound good.
Does he sound low to you?
A little bit.
Okay.
How about now?
Perfect.
Is it too loud?
Yeah, maybe a nodule down or
Yeah,
What about now?
you're good.
Test. Perfect.
Yep.
Sweet.
Just to let y'all know we're already live. Don't pick your nose or sniff your butt.
Oh.
I like picking my butt.
You like picking your butt?
Don't pick your butt.
No butt picking in here.
Yeah, apparently
is
we're getting ready to have a bunch of visitors, so they wanted me to go live early. So here we are.
I have a bunch of visitors
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah, so we're back on.
Yeah.
back on Twitch.
Twitch.
Back on the Twitch.
I think I'm gonna follow you, man.
I mean, I don't know.
just
I like
don't
Mixer
think-
better. I had a big kind of blow up about it last night, but you know, it is what it is.
I don't think I'm gonna get people on Mixer that want to come and watch Total War.
I agree with you 100%.
or Vermintide or anything like
I
that.
agree.
There's
You've got to play something that's hot there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my thing too, is when I went over there, I told myself I was going to play like the Division or Forza all the time. And I just didn't feel like doing that. I felt like doing what I always want to do, which is play what I always want to play. And when I go look, there's like no people watching that game before I start playing it. And then,
So how are you
I get
gonna get
the
anybody?
4 or 5 that know me, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. If anything, if I'm gonna do that, I'm better off over here. So until I can say, you know what, I'm just gonna stream the Division all the time or whatever, then holy shit, Swain Games with a raid of 35.
What?
What?
Welcome, Swain.
Swain, appreciate that raid. Welcome, Swain
Right.
Raiders. With all the Russian motes in the chat. What's up, guys? How's it going? Bama Girl. We haven't even really started
Right.
this
I'm
whole
not used to
thing.
not having my cooldown time.
I know, right?
How are we supposed to get bloopers if we just go live right away?
I mean, fuck,
We're
I
so
don't know.
professional.
They'll be, yeah. We're not really here. You don't see us. That blue light, man.
I know. I don't know if I have anything to cover it up.
Electrical tape.
Well,
Yeah, tape it.
on hand.
You need
Oh,
flex tape. I'm gonna cut this boat in half. What's up, Swain Raiders? How's everybody doing? We're just getting started here. Actually, we haven't started yet, but here we is one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
We are here to hold your hands and to do naughty things in your ear holes.
Who's who? We hadn't gotten to that part yet. But we can go ahead and get started. We can wing this shit. Bama Girl with the host, thank you. Zach, if you want to give us the countdown, we'll just throw it on out.
Yeah, absolutely. 5, 4, 3.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 25 of the SideQuest Gaming Podcast, a weekly podcast where 4 longtime friends get together and shoot the shit about video games, television, movies, and whatever the hell else we really want to talk about because it's our fucking show, right? So, I want to say hi to everybody that came in from the Swain Raid. I appreciate you. We're just getting started here. As always, I am your host. My name is WestmanY2K. You can find me here on Twitch, I guess now, instead of Mixer, at WestmanY2K. I'm WestmanY2K on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those places. I got that shit on lockdown. As always, to my left, I think over there,
Yeah.
I don't have you pulled up,
Yeah,
so I have no.
you're good.
is TJ. And above him
Hello.
is the bearded wonder, Zach. And over here in the black toboggan above me, as always, is the resident German, Pascal. Say hi, everybody.
What's up, guys?
What up?
How
fam?
y'all doing this week? We
Oh,
missed
Recovering
last
from
week.
illness? We did. That was my fault.
What did you have?
Sorry.
AIDS?
Blame on you.
It felt like it. It felt like super AIDS.
Squades?
Maybe it was the squades.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was all the lades. What is it?
Avian
Quaaludes?
lades.
It's all the lewds, man.
Oh God, don't take those. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about some video games and movies and shit tonight. But first, we got to play a game of catch up. So, catch up is a game where it's not really a game, actually. It's not a competition. Zach wants it to be a competition.
No, you just made it sound like it was a competition.
But who's gonna go first, guys?
I think Zach has to since he made us miss.
I think it's gonna be Zach. No, Pascal.
Ah, what the hell is a cat ass behind him? Look at it.
That is. I just want him to lift his tail up and see his brown muscle. What have you been up to this week, or the last 2 weeks now, Pascal? What have you been doing?
Played my main game, I guess, which is say Battlefield.
No,
Played
you
that a
didn't play that.
Played a lot of Ace Combat since you purchased it. Really like it. I used to be a big fan of Ace Combat or what is it? Tom Clancy's Hawks. I
Hawks,
think.
yeah.
Like I just like.
I've never
those
heard
kind
of that game.
It's
Ace
epic.
Combat?
No, I've heard of Ace Combat. I've never heard
Oh.
of Tom Clancy's Hawks.
That's probably it's a little bit more casual, I guess, than Ace Combat.
I was gonna say,
But it's
did
a
it
lot more
flop?
cinematic. I liked it. I mean, I don't know.
Well,
Didn't
just
flop for
because
me.
you liked it doesn't mean it didn't flop.
Right.
Those games don't sell that well to begin with, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what else? Played some Apex here and there. I don't know. I got my first win, and I don't know. Every time Nugget or TJ and Zach play, they always get like wins left and right. And I don't consider myself a bad player, but I feel like either the Xbox community is just very sweaty,
No.
or
You gotta
I don't
get good.
yeah, or I gotta get good. Yeah, but I don't know. I
You could
enjoyed
You could go play with all the hackers on PC.
it. Yeah, I'm not gonna go back to that thing. Then I did watch a lot of Supernatural again. We are now halfway through season 8, and slowly getting there where I left off. So it's only like 5 more seasons until I where I left off. So,
Only.
but we're getting there. So I watched that. What else did I watch or play? It's kind of difficult. I'm kind of like lost right now because I'm totally unprepared. I have like brain fart right now. I don't know what I played. I think that's about it actually. I didn't play a lot, like just just some time killer games like Pro Evolution Soccer, like I always do in between. I do want to start. I bought a new game,
Oh.
Stellaris. Yeah, I do want to play that.
So you haven't played it yet?
No, I just bought it today.
Oh, okay. I saw it was on next to your name, so I didn't know if you got to play it or not.
No, I just started it, and before the podcast, I didn't even. I'm just in the main menu, by the way.
Did you buy any of the like DLCs or anything for it, or just the base game?
I think the base game, because I think it's like a 1.7 compared to PC. They said. So
you got it on the Xbox.
Yeah,
I didn't know it came out on the Xbox.
Yeah, I think yesterday or today.
Interesting.
Then I'm pretty excited to play that. I mean, sounds like my cup of tea.
It's a space sim, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like strategy space sim sort of thingy.
Civilization in space, almost.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of wanted, and it's kind of like they have like a generated universe. So every time you create your own race and stuff and start a new campaign, it's completely different. So that's kind of intriguing for me. And the little battle scenes look pretty epic. Then I did watch, without watching Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, or any of those movies. The only movie I recently watched, a Marvel movie, was Spider-Man: Homecoming. But I did watch now on Netflix the Infinity War yesterday.
Okay, so which one of those did you actually watch?
Only Marvel and Homecoming. That's the only one. Like the other ones, like Doctor Strange and Ant-Man, I did.
Okay, so you watched Infinity War and Spider-Man. Okay.
Yeah, Spider-Man and then Infinity War. I actually liked it. And now I kind of want to pick up Doctor Strange, the movie.
Had you already seen Civil War? That's the last one I watched.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think so. I think I skipped that completely. I think I skipped it.
Who needs it?
Yeah, there's just so many Marvel movies, man, and I can only take so much superhero movie in like a span of time. Like I can't watch like other people. Oh man, it's the best shit ever. I can't. It's just like I go crazy. It's like, who's this now? Like I didn't watch Black Panther. Like I just don't have interest in most of the Marvel franchises other than Spider-Man, I guess.
To each his own.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about my 2 weeks. Pretty basic. I mean, I'm not gonna go what I did at Battlefield, but that was the game that I played the most. It's just because like every time I come online, I get like invites to play Battlefield, and then you start playing it, and then with your squad mates, I usually squad up with, and then 3-4 hours pass by, and then like, oh shit, need to go to bed, and then to work, and then rinse repeat the next day. So unless I have a day off, or I dedicate myself to just single player games where I just turn my appearance online as offline, so nobody can spam me with invites, even though they still do.
It's fucking popular.
I just don't have really a lot of time or interest to play other games. Anthem, I kind of thought about playing the trial, but I feel like it's not my cup of tea anymore.
I think I've seen enough of that game from watching other streamers play it. I just don't have any interest in it.
It doesn't look like it would capture me for very long.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a game that I can pick up like, a year or two after, with all the DLC and stuff, and just, play through it with some friends, and they'll be it, but for half the price, obviously. But
right.
I almost got it. I almost got Far Cry New Dawn because I just like Far
Ooh.
Cry. But
I miss Far Cry 5.
yeah,
Or
but you
was it
know
5?
what? I kind of thought about like I give it another month or two until it's on sale. So
Oh,
I'll just
yeah.
wait until then, knowing Ubisoft. But yeah, that was my week.
I know
Pretty
something that you
simple.
did that's cool that you should talk
What?
about. There's a certain young lady over your right shoulder there laying down that you went to see.
Yeah.
I want to hear about that.
Oh yeah. You asshole.
He said you
Just a little
asshole.
backstory. Like Wes and I had like one of the arguments in our SideQuest WhatsApp channels, and he was trying to be passive aggressive, being a dick by not being a dick. But anyways, I on Thanksgiving Day, my girlfriend, her sister, and stuff like we went to see Cher because her mother wanted to see her live,
Thanksgiving?
and on not Thanksgiving, sorry, Valentine's Day. I don't know, American holidays. Who cares?
What? Okay.
No, Valentine's Day, February 14th. Damn it, we went to Indianapolis and we saw Cher, and totally not my type of music, totally not my genre, but it was a pretty good show. It was pretty good, man. There was certain parts that I didn't even expect happen. There's this like one of the guitar players from like a rock or old school metal band or something was there and playing with her, and man, like he's pretty good. I was like, damn, like 2-minute like solo and stuff. And like this was pretty fun.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You say that it's not your kind of music and it's not your cup of tea, but every time we do this stream, that fucking record is sitting out on top.
Well, that's because my girlfriend's records.
Okay.
I have just for reference, like
Just asking.
I have like Elvis here too and stuff, but no,
He
it's
just had a birthday.
No, yeah, it's just the. I mean, I can flip it over. Doesn't make. It's just no storage left.
I was just curious.
But no, it was pretty good. I mean, she kind of did like a little thing with like like a little backstory to like some YouTube videos. They appeared with David Letterman, which was quite funny. And I first thought, okay, well, she's overdubbed, like she's not really singing live, but she actually was, which is crazy. I mean, she's 72, but besides her plastic surgery, she actually put on a good show and kind of modernized a lot of the songs. Was pretty fun. It was a
Besides her plastic surgery, she actually put on a good show.
I'm just
Were you there to watch?
I'm just not for me personally. I'm just not a big fan. My screen just went off. I'm just not a big fan of at a certain age, like Sylvester Stallone or something, when they're like 60 or 70, they put so much plastic surgery on, like Botox in their face. They just look like a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't like that. But hey, each their own. But yeah, it was totally not my thing, but I actually had fun. Like,
is it one of those things where you could, just because you enjoy music, you can enjoy a live show by anyone if they're good?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the time with my girlfriend and her family and stuff was good times. Like there was like a I don't know, like a dude behind me. He was like 40 or something. Every time she would say something funny, was like literally in this tone, like, yo, like he was like totally freaking out. And there was some, drag queens here and there. And
what's wrong with 40?
Huh?
What's wrong with 40?
No, I'm just because he was flipping out like he's like 15, so it was kind of surprising.
Like my wife at a New Kids concert.
Yeah, you should mention that too. What happened there? But no, pretty fun. Not saying that I would see her again, like from my side, but if that was her last tour, then I could say like, hey, you know what? Before she stopped doing music, I've seen her live once, so it was pretty cool and totally worth it though. Like if you've never seen anything like that before, because I was like, damn, like it was just fun.
Well, I mean, I think
I was
it's.
like, damn.
I wouldn't want to go see Cher,
Yeah.
but I know that if I did, she would put on a fucking good show.
Oh yeah, like you could definitely see that this is not like your normal like $50 concert or $40 concert artist, like that she is a bigger name in the scene. So
Yeah, she's only been doing concerts for like what, 2 years?
No, but I'm
200?
just saying, because I always had like a gripe with like some of the bands that I want to watch, they charge like, $60 for like a 3-hour show with nice set lists and stuff. And then there's those like pop artists or hip hop artists, they charge like $200 or $300. And I always had like a pet peeve with that. I'm like, what, man? Like, you have so many people already coming. Why do you need to make them so expensive?
I got a comparison here. How much were your tickets to? How much was one ticket to share?
I don't know. I think like 100 something.
150 lower.
I don't know. I'm probably like in the mid 100, 120.
Probably. Okay. So when we went to see Guns N' Roses, TJ, I think those tickets were. Let's see. I paid for. I don't know how many tickets I paid for. I think just 2. Because you got yours from somebody else, right? So yeah. I paid those tickets for like $200
a piece.
Yeah. I paid, it was like after taxes and fees and shit, it was like almost, I think it was over $400 for me and my wife. And it was,
I about had a conniption fit when I saw the prices because it's been a while since I went to a concert.
But when I got there and did everything, I'm like, that's the best fucking concert I've ever been to. On the flip side, we went to see Snoop Dogg and Warren G and Bone Thugs and Harmony and Too Short all in one show, and the tickets cost $36 a piece.
That's how the show was that Belinda and I went to see for 311 and Sublime.
Went to see Counting Crows and live, and the tickets were $25 a piece. Then my wife takes our son to go see 3 Days Grace and Disturbed, and those tickets were like $150 a piece. So the numbers are just all over the place.
It almost seems like what gets more radio play costs more money, because you don't see a whole lot of Counting Crows on the radio anymore, or
it's kind of like maybe demand too. Like if a lot of people are interested in this show, I think then there's a lot of fan base behind it. They just rack up the prices because they know the hardcore fans will buy in.
Yeah,
I think. But yeah, it's interesting to hear that, because I want to go to the Sum 41 concert. Like, I always wanted to, and last time I missed out on it. It was they were in Louisville, and it was like $50 for like a 2-hour show, which is great. Like them playing for 2 hours, not with band before, and I missed that. And I'm mad. So next time I see them, I'm just gonna buy tickets. I don't care. But I don't want to stay in the crowd. I want to sit where because I don't want to do a mosh pit and shit. No, hell no.
I just want to. I've always torn between when I want to buy tickets for things. Like, I've been Mumford and Sons is coming to Rep Arena, and I want to go see them. But I just don't know if I want to buy tickets.
Yeah.
Damn tickets! Why can't they just be free?
Right.
Much.
With microtransactions, please.
It's just exposure. They should just do it.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's free exposure.
Yeah, it's free exposure. Duh.
All right. Cool. All right,
but
Pascal.
yeah, that's been my week. So,
how much was Stellaris?
30, I think. In the 30s.
Does anybody know what it's about? Because I don't know what this game's about.
I'm pretty sure it's it's like a space simulation, like trading and
you
empire
build an
building
in space. So you start off and you create a race, and you can give it different properties, and they're basically like talents, but it's how your race behaves. And then you start off on a planet and you build buildings on the planet, and then you build spaceships and check shit out in space. And then you colonize new planets, and then you can set up trade routes with the stuff you get, or you can go to war and take over other people's planets. And it's really cool.
And it's very, like, what I read, it's like very focused on exploration. Like, once you find another race, like in a different system, like further in the game, you actually have to learn the language and stuff before you can start talking to them and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Or you just attack them.
Oh yeah, there's always that.
One way to learn a language.
Yeah.
I just played some Psychic Space Turtles.
I just want to go full on, killing people.
I'm a little bummed you didn't get it on the computer, so we can't play together. But
I still can probably buy it on computer if you have it there too.
Ready, Enigma. Thank you for the follow.
But yeah. So, who's next? Who wants to volunteer? I think it's gonna be. I'm just gonna pick a person now. It's gonna be ding 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 Nugget.
All right. Well, let's get this
A
party
stay of
started.
execution.
So, what did we do this 2 weeks?
Did anybody watch our movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
I
watched
just
it
assumed
today.
we weren't going to mention it until
Okay.
like after
That's
every
fine.
whoever the last one was could bring it up and we could all
That's
go
fine.
in on it. So I have still been addicted to Supernatural.
How far are you?
I'm coming up on season 5. I'm
Damn.
at
You are
nice.
making some
season
progress.
4. Yes, I am sitting tight and watching several episodes at a time. So there have been some cringy monster scenes. I can see where when we talked about the horse a couple weeks ago, how the started out as a beautiful drawing and it turned into look like a kid with a crown finished the head.
Mhm.
I could see some of that coming. Like some of the villains, I guess, are very just horribly done, and I think they could have done better. But see there, Swain.
Bye, Swain. Oh wait, no, he says no.
Oh, just
Oh.
kidding.
But,
So
Got us good.
The season where you had, that should be around 2007 or 2008. So I mean, you always keep that in mind. It's
well, I got really messed up because I count episodes as I'm going. So I thought I was like halfway through season 3,
oh yeah.
and the next thing I know, it was like episode 3, season 4, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm missing like half a season from 3, and I forgot about the Screenwriters Guild when they shut down and went on strike, so they had to end that season early. So
Mhm.
it only had like 14 episodes.
Big shout. Thanks for that sub, buddy. 7 months in a row. Appreciate you.
Woo.
I'm gonna.
I don't even want to get into hold on. We're pausing this whole conversation right now. I canceled my sub. If I resub,
It's still
I
gonna
better
say
not lose.
you won't.
It
I
won't
better
be in a
not
row
back.
though.
You
It'll
sure?
say your total months, but you won't have in a row anymore.
I'm a little upset about this.
I don't think so.
You might still have time, but anyway, guys, I try not to pay too much attention to the alerts on this thing, guys, because we're doing a podcast and repurposing it for audio places. So if I do not acknowledge you the way you feel like I should, I do apologize, but
Write
I'll
a
definitely get
nasty
to you.
email.
Yes, to
Side
support
quest
at
podcast.
twitch.tv. No.
You can come be mad at us. So, okay, rant over. Somebody is back to Twitch. So,
I'm
things
sorry.
may happen. What else? Let's see. I watched there was a classic on TV that I like. I don't know about everybody else, but Enemy of the State
Yes.
with Gene Hackman and Will Smith. I watched
Mhm.
that, and I've watched it several times. But since we are doing a Nug rating scale, I've never got to rate it, and I threw it up there at a 7.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was a nice suspenseful thriller, and I really like anything Will Smith does and Gene Hackman. So hey, win-win. Watch some UK ball games. We have been winning again. We
Winning.
beat number 1 Tennessee. So excited about that. I just
And
wanna
then
throw
Dick
that out there.
Vitale told us to slow our roll. That wasn't an upset.
Oh yeah.
I-
No.
Mm.
Yeah. That's okay. It doesn't it helps our morale. So take that, Dickie V.
Yeah.
I think I watched another movie. Well, we know we watched one. A Star is Born. Bradley Cooper and Lady
Ooh.
Gaga. Holy kapoopy.
Good, wasn't it?
So it was super good. I'm not going to go into it since it's pretty new. I don't want to spoil anything, so you guys can continue to listen. I saw where it was going. You could figure it out pretty fast. And when you get about 3/4 of the way through and things start happening, you're like, oh, thank God. I thought it was just going to be, bad road ahead. And then it has a nice little hairpin turn and just really fucked my head up.
Really?
Yeah, I was not expecting things to happen. So I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I think the acting was done well. I think for a singer to act Lady Gaga. I don't know if she's ever been in any other movies.
She's been in a
But
TV show.
She's been in a TV show. Okay.
Yeah, she was in the 4th season of American Horror Story.
Okay. So
Really?
it's really, she has like, I don't know if it's just her, but she has these quirky things that I can't tell if they're just supposed to be her as her, like that's just how she is. Because like I said, I don't really know much about her, but the acting for her to be a singer was pretty good, and I feel like she tapped into probably how becoming a popular singer really went in her life. Like I felt like she was sort of showing how things might have happened in her life besides it being a movie. So
Besides the fact that it's a remake of an older movie.
right, but it just, the way she plays it and portrays that character is really good. Yeah, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I gave it an 8 nugs out
Damn.
of 10.
I know my wife.
Damn, that's pretty
My
good.
wife liked it a lot. She kept on telling me like that you have to watch it. It's so good. So, Pascal, everybody wants to know what you were doing when you got off for a second.
Oh, I was just feeding my cats because they started getting loud, so they always start fighting.
Eating.
He
See, I
was
told
looking
you
for
guys.
he was looking for the sausage.
He was looking for the paper sack to put him in, throw him in the closet. I opened the door and the kitties run out.
So did I do anything else? Work.
Games.
Apex.
Lots of
We
winning
played
on Apex.
Lots of winning, guys. One day, Zach will stream Apex when he wins and has big kill games, so I don't have to keep showing proof through pictures.
Maybe.
Zach carries us, so without Zach, I don't think we get championships. But I'm just kidding. Me and Shai's got a couple of championships, but I think we did 3 or 4 in one day. Was it 4? I think we had
Was I
4.
part of that?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah.
I think we started out with Shy, and then Shy had to go, and we picked up somebody else and got like 2 more, or maybe 3
Yeah.
more, or something like that.
Something like that.
But it was a good round, and we are getting some championships. Obviously, we're not like the esports ready players, but you
Mhm.
know, hey,
Major
getting-
League Gaming.
I
Getting
think
a
I
little
got more
something here and there.
championships. Yeah, I think I got more championships in Apex than I do in PUBG that I've played for 2 years now.
You got more than I have.
Hell, you
I
probably
will
played more
ever have.
games in Apex than you have in PUBG just because how much
True.
faster they go.
Yeah,
Think so?
I
I
think
mean,
so.
that may be a
Definitely.
bit of an exaggeration, but you could definitely catch up way faster.
I got a multicolored beard. By the way, if chat's talking about our different, everybody has a different colored beard on the screen.
I got a Santa colored beard.
Mine is a mutt. I call
No,
it
mine's
a
a
mutt. I got
John
some
Hammond.
gray, and I got some black, and I got some red.
It used to be
Yeah,
Nugget used to know me when mine was all red.
yeah.
Oh.
And then it went black one time. I think you dyed it, and I think you got mad at me for joking about it.
Does
Back
that-
at the 184 days.
When did I do that?
Oh, I don't know. It was when that like beard dye was really popular. It had like the NFL announcers and like
That
they had
brush
the
in
gray-
stuff? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like that. I don't like it. It looks stupid.
So obviously
Says
we
Santa
watched
Claus.
another movie that we'll talk about, whoever takes the last thing. And then the rest of mine is just going to be some news. I actually came with some news this week, and I probably should have shared it with you, so
Okay.
you all could have looked up and had something
I
to say
like-
about it.
I like the news being dropped on me so I can just
Okay.
react personally.
There
That's-
you
I,
go.
I have been known to drop some Stanley Steamers at a
Yeah.
time or two,
Whoa. Stay off my chest, bro.
so I'm pretty sure that's all I did this week, guys. So I'm going to throw it up to Zach.
Yay.
All right. What have I done in the last 2 weeks? Boring stuff. I went to a hockey game.
Who?
It actually wasn't that bad. But we have a local team, the Fort Wayne Comets. I thought they used to be pretty solid. We got our asses handed to us though. It was 8-2, I believe, is what the final score was. When we got there 5 minutes in, it was already 3-1. So
Were there any fights?
tons of fights.
Nice.
Tons of fights. And there's apparently some dude on the Comets team named Cody, and there was a guy sitting behind us that just, I don't know if he hated Cody or if he loved Cody, but just the entire game, Cody, what are you doing, Cody? And then he gets the hit and he's like, kill him, Cody, kill him. Just the entire time. I enjoyed that a whole lot.
I remember once when I was much, much younger, Tayshaun Prince played for the University of Kentucky basketball team, and my mom and I went down, holy shitskis, 15, 16 months in a row. 16 months. Oh, thanks for the sub, dude. I remember my mom took me to the SEC tournament, and I think we were in Atlanta or Memphis. It doesn't really matter where we were at. We were sitting up in the stands, and there's this lady, kind of like Cody over there. She acted like she knew Tayshaun, like she was his damn babysitter or something. Come on, Tayshaun! Come on! Get him, Tayshaun! Tayshaun, come on! It was just constantly Tayshaun.
Like a nickname. I hated that shit. Like she would have been like, "Come on, Tay Tay."
Oh God. Hey Tay Tater. Guys, somebody needs to go follow Swain Games.
By the way, I don't know if you ever saw those messages.
I'm already following Swain, I think.
I am too. I can't do anything. But if you're new to the channel, you need to go follow Swain Games.
Yeah.
Your EAHL team is underneath the Hershey Bears. And now the Thoroughblades from Lexington, we did play the Hershey Bears several times. So it was almost like
It's almost like we played each other.
We played each other.
Yeah.
That sounds very dirty. Anyways.
Yeah. You never know. So I did that. I watched an absolutely garbage movie.
Oh boy. Will someone take down The Rock?
Dude, it 100% has already taken down The Rock. There's no way that The Rock was worse than. It's called Anon on Netflix. It's a Netflix original movie with Clive Owen and Amanda Seyfried.
I almost watched that.
Well, I think you should calibrate the bell curve a little bit, because there's your fucking
there's your turd for low ball.
Yeah, there's your turd for low ball. And like, it maybe isn't a 1, but it's definitely no higher than a 2. I would say
it's running even.
Front-loaded, it's a 2. So this movie is set in the future. It's supposed to be like a detective noir, so Humphrey Bogart style, that sort of deal, but set in the future. And in this universe in the future, people are maybe implanted with some sort of chip at birth. I'm assuming they never go into it. That makes you almost like the Terminator. So you're walking down the street and everyone has chips in them, and your chip reads it, and then just like a HUD, a heads up display, just puts out that person's name, what they do for a job, where they live, where they come from, like all that kind of stuff is just out there as you walk by. All the advertisements in your cities.
Fucking Minority Report.
That. Yeah, very, very Minority Report-esque. And then all of everything you see and hear, all your experiences are automatically uploaded to something called the Ether. Basically just the cloud, and it's just a record of everything that every person's ever done. So Clive Owen plays a detective, and you get a little bit of his backstory. He's solving crimes, but it's not that big of a deal because, someone got murdered, let me just go to their perspective, and then they can see who murdered them, and then they pick that guy up, and they're like, hey, you murdered this dude. Well, no, I didn't. Well, bullshit, because I can
Minority
see
Report?
Exactly.
Wait, that was future though, right?
This is
these
kind
were
of future
predicted.
too. Yeah,
Okay.
I thought Minority Report was predicted. This
They
is
predicted
like
it, yeah.
playing the records of.
Okay, gotcha.
So turns out the main
you never want to jerk off in that universe.
right.
Pascal dies.
The main storyline in it is that there is someone who is hacking people. So this person comes in and murders people, but not only is the record of the murder from the killer's perspective, if it's from the person who's being murdered perspective, the person being murdered also sees from the killer's perspective. So
their
imagine
little
those
HUD?
last moments. Yeah, like it's just they hack their brain so they see what the killer sees instead of what they see. So definitely kind of weird. It had potential, I think, to be a cool movie, but the acting was awful. And it wasn't even like it was just the acting. I think just whoever wrote it, the writing was horrible. It didn't stand a chance. The lines were just incredibly cheesy, like something you'd expect someone who's doing their first movie to come out with. But it's the dude who made Gattaca. If you're familiar with Gattaca,
I remember the name,
uh, um,
which at
Obi-Wan
my advanced
Kenobi,
age, is
Ewan
a lot.
McGregor, yeah. But where was I? Oh, yeah. So the acting, the dialogue was terrible. The music in the movie was the filler songs that Netflix plays for trailers that they don't have the rights to or something like that, when they're just going through and showing you land on it and it automatically plays either a bit of an episode or
And they get your
Shut up for a
YouTube
movie.
channel
Random.
monetized.
yeah. And it's just garbage music, elevator music, if you will. That's what plays throughout the entire thing, and it just stood out like a sore thumb and took me out of every single scene. And then it has the feeling that you're in a major city, like a London or a New York or San Francisco, something like that. But there's no other people ever. The streets are empty. The buildings are huge with giant walkways and tons of stairs and rooms, and you see no one else besides the people who had lines. It just doesn't seem like the universe is alive.
Was it like a artistic like thing to make it more, I don't know, just like like as an art form, like we're
I mean,
alone?
I guess it could be because you're alone, because all you see, and everybody was absorbed in themselves because they could just go and look at their own memories from the ether or anything like that, living in their own little closed up world. But I guess, but it didn't come across very well. And man, they also had just the weirdest camera angles for half the movie, and then it cleared up in the back half. But they tried to be incredibly artistic at the beginning, and it flopped right on its face. But they gave that up. And then I hated the ending. It's one of those movies where it's a mystery, and they throw such a curveball at you at the end that there is no possible way you could have figured it out at any point throughout the movie. And that just bugs me. If you're going to make a mystery, at least drop some hints. So maybe if you're paying attention, or if you go back and watch it again, you could see little things that would lead you to the right conclusion. And there's none of that in this movie. Not that I would ever watch it again to double check, but yeah, I feel bad for Clive Owen. I don't understand why, after doing great things like Shoot 'Em Up and Children of Men and King Arthur, he went and did this shit.
Do you think the acting was bad because the writing was so off?
I think the script was horrible and didn't stand a chance. So and maybe he was just directed poorly, or maybe he doesn't have what it takes to do the noir style. He just didn't have the swagger, I guess, that you expect from that sort of role, or that time period, or that timepiece.
Yeah.
So it was no Blade Runner.
It was definitely no Blade Runner. Oh, you know what? Talking about this, I might know what movie I'm gonna pick when it's my turn.
Ooh.
Oh. But yeah, so that was that. So Anon, I'm gonna give it a 2. If anyone keeping track.
That's lower than the Rock.
Wow,
Rock
the
got a
Rock
3,
has
right?
company. No,
They're
yeah.
rocking. They're even.
Like, I watch some bad movies. I enjoy watching bad movies. I'll go in to watch something that I know is going to be a bad movie just to have fun with it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like Thanksgiving
Like
or something like that.
Science 3000.
Yeah, exactly. Birdemic is right up there. There's one with a gingerbread man that runs around and kills everybody. That's pretty
Nice.
good.
People are
Yoga.
dying on the streets, J-Tro.
Exactly, that one that I still haven't watched. How you supposed to sort your shit with no ducks? But this one just couldn't even. Man, it's a 2. It's a 2. I think everyone should watch it just to experience what I
the
experienced.
horribleness.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You
on
know what,
Netflix, so it's free.
I go back to, I don't understand why. I think because I hold The Rock up so high,
Mhm.
but I forgot Blue Steel with Jackie Chan, I quit watching. Like
Which one is
30
that?
minutes in.
I
It
tried to
just
tell
like
you that the
appeared out
Rock
of
movies are
nowhere.
not that good, and you were all like, "Oh, big, walking tall," and I'm like,
lick the
"Well,
sweat off his nipple.
I'm just saying, he can make some turds too."
You better not be calling
Bleeding
Walking.
Steel?
Was it Bleeding? Was Jackie? Has it got Jackie Chan in it?
Yeah, from
I thought it was called Blue Steel.
2017.
Oh, that's the look from Ben Stiller.
Yeah, Blue Steel's the
Steel.
look from Ben Stiller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bleeding Steel. I stopped that
Bleeding
movie
Steel.
like 30 minutes in. And
I
just
never even
turned
heard
off.
of it.
And I'm a huge Jackie Chan fan. I watch anything with Jackie Chan in it.
The Drunken Master, right? It's
Oh,
awesome.
God.
Oh
Drunken
God, I
Master.
love The Drunken Master. That's
Oh,
such a good movie.
oh
And Rumble in
man.
the Bronx.
Oh, I need
I-
butter for my nipples now.
They're on
And
fire.
cheese.
Yeah. So there's that. McKenna's got me watching bits and pieces of this
Jeez.
show.
Delayed reaction.
It went in and it was just sitting there and it just went.
I missed it.
Inside joke.
Okay.
We've got a mutual friend that the well, fuck, you know him too. Claims the cheese makes his nipples hard, and I mean, I've seen it. It work. It's true. He eats cheese and his nipples get hard. It's weird.
Hell yeah. That's a life I want to live.
So you put some butter on those. Give the Rock some cheese, and watch your tongue, buddy, because you might cut it. Jesus. Okay, I'm not sure how he knows that, but I mean, I'm not saying no. I'm just not saying yes.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on.
Oh, moving on. Caught bits and pieces of The Resident, some emergency room doctor
Ooh.
show that's on Hulu. I don't know where it originally airs
Oh.
from. The kid in it's familiar, but I can't place what else I've seen him in off the top of my head. But super smart dude.
But he has autism, right? Like a spectrum of
different
autism? No, it's a different one.
Not
Okay.
that one. Yeah,
Gotcha.
different one. This one's way more house-ish, where
Okay.
he's kind of a dick and he's super smart and gets everything right. And yeah. Favorite snack is cheese nips. Just
Moving on.
moving
Guess
on.
what I get to use?
The Resident.
My
The
LOL.
Resident. It seems to be pretty good. I'm enjoying it, and I'm not much of a fan of medical dramas or anything like that, and this one seems pretty good. It covers a wide spectrum of different dramatic themes, I guess. And it's got the dude from the Cosby Show in it.
Rudy!
Bill
and the Jello
Cosby?
pudding!
Not Bill Cosby, Rudy, possibly, I think. Yeah.
Rudy was a girl.
Oh,
I
okay.
know.
Never mind. The oldest son.
Theo Huxtable.
Theo! And Rudy! Get in here and get your
Eat the
Quaalude.
Jello pudding and your Quaalude. Oh my god! Do you remember? Oh my god! I saw this YouTube clip. We're never gonna get to talk about this. I saw this YouTube clip where it was a clip from the Cosby Show, but Rudy is talking to her little boyfriend. She's like 8 years old, and she's talking to her boyfriend Bud, and Bud was, I don't know. Anyway, he said he put the special sauce. Bill Cosby put the special sauce on the chicken
Oh,
wings.
if you all
No,
haven't
not
seen
the
it, you better
special
watch
The
sauce.
special sauce. He was trying to make some. So I guess I don't know. He basically said that the special sauce on the chicken wings drives the girls crazy, and it gets them ready for later. And there at the end, Bud was getting ready to eat the special sauce chicken wings with Rudy, and he went and grabbed him real quick. Was like, no, and took him away from her. I'm like,
because everybody else is like making out at the table.
bro,
Like,
what are
all
you
their
putting
boyfriend
in?
girlfriends.
Yeah, and he's like, I told you, it's the special sauce. It's the chicken wings. And then he takes it away from Rudy and Bud, and it's like, wow, you were putting fucking Quaaludes in your chicken wings.
Yeah, 'cause I'm pretty sure he even
Allegedly.
sets it up as putting up some barbecue sauce that is on his nightstand later, some chicken wings or something. Yeah.
He said something about that. It's a good clip.
Pretty-
What else? I watched an incredibly interesting video on Snowpiercer. Have you guys seen Snowpiercer? Have you
No.
watched it?
No.
Nope.
No, none of you guys have.
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna need you guys to put that on your to watch list.
I've lost my to watch list, by the way.
It's fine. We can sit down and I'll give you a whole new list of movies for it. But Snowpiercer is a post-apocalyptic. The world's over because it got super cold because of the weather, and it's a closed system of rich and poor stuck on a train that's just doing loops around the world with a special engine that can run forever.
That sucks.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. It's got Chris Evans in it. I believe it's Chris Evans. As like the protagonist, and
Is that
anyway,
Captain
there's
America.
Yeah.
Is it?
Is it? I don't
Yeah.
know. Is it?
That's
Yeah.
Chris
Is it?
Evans. Yeah.
Then maybe it's not
Captain
Chris
America.
Evans. I thought it was Chris Evans, but maybe somebody will correct me or
Is
not.
it, hold on. Is it the guy? I think the guy you're talking about is what is his name? He plays Kirk in Star Trek. I think that's the guy, wasn't it?
No. Let's find out.
Is that Chris Pine?
Chris Pine. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Chris Evans.
Oh, Captain
I
America.
just looked it up. Captain America. But anyway, so he leads basically a rebellion on this train. But there's a pretty convincing fan theory that Snowpiercer is actually the sequel to the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, I did watch the video.
I've got a golden
yeah.
ticket.
You watched the video that I
Yeah, I
linked?
did watch the video you linked,
Oh,
yeah.
it is kind of convincing. Like if you sit
Especially
down-
when they do the comparisons, like
Mhm.
literally like the parents in the background of the dude in the front, and then he's in the front, and the ticket, and the yeah.
Uh-huh. It was
There's
kind of
a lot
crazy.
of- Mhm.
I think you guys should watch the movie and then give that video a rewatch because I thought it was wild.
What's
that
it
was
called
on
again?
some Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer.
Yep, that was buried in some Reddit thread somewhere of the world's biggest conspiracy theories or something like that, and then some dude throws that in there. I'm just like, well, I don't know about the biggest, but this shit's the most believable.
I thought the Snosberry. Well, the wall. Never mind. You heard of the controversy about the wallpaper that they have to lick. What Snosberries taste like?
Mhm.
Oh, never mind.
So-
There's a theory out there and it's done pretty well. I can't remember if it was a YouTube video that I saw or something that I read, but Snosberries are dicks basically. Willy
Mhm.
Wonka had kids licking dick flavored wallpaper.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to listen to more of that.
Blitzkill knew it.
Snosberries is wieners. Amen.
Nice.
What I played some Apex Legends and had mostly a good time. I've got some news about that game that I want to talk about a little bit later.
Okay.
I have a huge announcement to make about video games. I have finally completed a campaign in Total War Warhammer 2. And I'm so proud of
Nice.
myself. Despite it
awesome.
just being a short campaign victory, and I can continue on and get a long campaign victory, the fact that I got a screen that popped up and said victory on it is enough for me.
First time ever?
First time ever. Hold on.
nice.
Let's check this out. First time in, God, that's depressing. 688 hours of gameplay, and I finally have my
Wow.
first victory.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Achievement.
Achievement
unlocked.
Achievement unlocked. I got some
50G.
achievements for it.
Bing.
But yeah, look at that. Win the Mortal Empire single player campaign with a race from the old world. Achievement unlocked.
Ooh.
There you go.
Mhm. So then I started a new campaign.
And when you're
but-
70, you will win.
Exactly. I think that's probably it. I don't really think I've done anything else. I haven't really watched any TV shows except for bits and pieces of The Resident. We bought a fish. We got a beta fish now,
Ah,
sitting on top of the rabbit enclosure. I'm going nuts about to make sure he doesn't die because the filter was too strong and he was stressing out because of that, and his old tank was too little. Blah 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 blah. And I care a whole bunch about this fish that we just bought. So
it's a life in your
it's a
hands.
life. It's a
It's a
life in my
baby
hands.
shark.
Like, it can't take care of
do
itself.
do 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 do.
named it Abraham Lincoln.
Oh no.
We got it the
Abraham Lincoln.
day before President's Day.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
there you go. Welcome to the world, Abraham Lincoln.
Yep. So, anything else? I don't think so. I'm gonna call it there and hand it over to the host with the most.
That'd be me. All right. I didn't do a whole lot. However, I did play a lot of Assassin's Creed Origins. Still haven't made it to Odyssey. Still playing Origins, and I gotta tell you guys, that game, like, my stream is dying for it to be over, but I almost don't want it to end because there's just so much to freaking do in that game. I spent 2 hours last night in the guided tours, the museum mode. I'd never tried that out before, but that was really cool. And there's so much that I didn't even do. There's a ton of shit in there that I didn't even look at. But that game has got, I'm gonna say that game's got more content than like a Skyrim. It's probably one of the most content-filled games I've ever played. And the DLC, the Curse of the Pharaohs, is the meatiest DLC I have ever played, bar none, without question, of any game in the history of man, ever.
And I only paid $15 for it.
It's really good. If you haven't played that game, you really should check it out. I'm just gonna give it a score, including DLC. That game's a 9 for me. It's fucking pretty amazing. And it gets better the more I play it, honestly. So, played a little bit of Ace Combat 7. Only got to play one mission, so I don't really have a whole lot to say about that yet.
You want to pick it up, man.
I love Ace Combat.
Yeah.
You should have bought it before, because if you bought it by a certain date, you got Ace Combat 6 with it. Of course, I still haven't gotten my code,
6.
but
Oh, if it's from Xbox, you probably never will. That's what happens to me.
pretty much. Let's see. Played some WWE 2K something with Pascal the other night. That was fun. Fucker's never played the game in his life, and he beat the shit out of me.
He's got them young, nimbly fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Played some NASCAR Heat 3 with Husker. Got a nice come from behind victory at Talladega because the number 1 and 2 cars decided to wreck each other just a little bit ahead of the finish line. And so while they were spinning and grinding to a halt, I decided to poke on past them for the win. Meow.
There you go.
And that's about all the gaming I did. However, I watched some TV. Y'all know I don't watch a whole lot of TV, but I watched, we all watched a movie, the same movie that I guess we're going to talk about after this, but I watched the entire first season of The Umbrella Academy on Netflix. It just came out.
I need to write that down because you were really impressed with the soundtrack.
Dude, comic book, it was a Dark Horse comic written by Gerard Way, who was the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. It won an Eisner Award back in like 2012 or something when it came out. So it's really highly acclaimed comic book, and so it's been adapted to Netflix. It's not your standard superhero type movie. If you're looking for that, you'll be very sorely disappointed. But if you want something different, kind of a different perspective on things, funny but kind of dramatic at the same time, that takes on a little bit of like serious issues and doesn't constantly deal with the fact that the main characters are godlike. You know, they have real problems too, like real people problems. And you like time travel and interdimensional travel and the end of the world and assassins and a really, really fucking good soundtrack that just keeps on giving. To me, the show is paced like a really good Quentin Tarantino movie from back in the day when all the soundtracks were so good and the music was kind of obscure but really, really well picked and placed. I love it. The only downside for me for the show is that they hinted of things to come for kind of there's one story arc that you know is coming. You kind of figure it out not pretty early, but they just keep on dragging it out. It doesn't drag on too long, but it just seems like they spend a little bit too much time foreshadowing it. I'm not sure how they would have done it better. Maybe they were just like waiting for all the thick people to get it too. I don't know, but it's not like super duper intelligent. It's a fun time. I'm doing a horrible job of describing it. I really like that shit. If it wasn't for bad pacing in episodes like 6, 7, and 8 for one particular story arc, I'd give it a 9, but I'm gonna give it an 8. I love that show. I can't wait till the next season. I'm gonna watch it again. So
Did it end on a cliffhanger?
Yes and no. Yeah. Like something, the major arc was resolved, and then another problem opened up. So kind of, yeah. It definitely, there should be more. If hopefully it'll get renewed, but it definitely sets up for the next one. So we shall see. But yeah, the Umbrella Academy, you guys should go watch it. It's a lot of fun. Other than that, I got to watch the first episode of another Netflix series called Dark Tourist.
Tourist?
It's almost like it would be something that you would find on the Travel Channel or something like that. I don't even know if it was I think it's a Netflix original, but this guy goes to places that is, I guess, dark tourism is like a fad now, where people don't want to go to like Miami Beach and hang out there. They go to these places that are like dark and deal with death and have like real memorable tourism experiences there, like war zones and Pablo Escobar's old neighborhood and shit like that. And that's where he went, was Pablo Escobar's old neighborhood, and he got to meet one of his old hitmen that had killed apparently over 200 people, including his own girlfriend, because she ratted Pablo out to the mob. And
hot damn,
it's a kind of a crazy show, but the host gets on my fucking nerves. He's kind of annoying. Then they went to Mexico City and took a tour. It's a tour of basically what it's like to try to cross the border illegally. And so they get staged, like it was all staged, but they get robbed by people at gunpoint and all kinds of crazy shit. It was nuts. Pretty interesting show if you're looking for something different to watch. It's called Dark Tourist. So that's about all I got.
This guy looks like a tool.
He is dude. He's a fucking hipster. I want to punch him in the face. These goddamn pink shorts with fucking fish on them and shit. I just
knock some hipster tears out of him.
Yeah, I did.
Pass him out to the
most
chat.
Precious commodity on earth.
Documentary called The Tickle King.
I bet I know where that's at.
The Tickle King. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'll show him a Tickle King.
You had a movie.
Yeah. I forgot to mention I watched Looper.
Oh yeah.
The Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah.
I really liked that movie. That was a lot of fun. The time travel aspect in that, they seemed to let go of some paradox action, and I wasn't really sure how that was going, but I don't know. It was good. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's makeup freaked me the fuck out for the entire movie.
Did it make you feel anxious?
It made me feel real anxious. Like, it was just so clearly not a normal human being's face.
Right.
It wasn't even close to what I would picture a young Bruce Willis to look like, because, well, we know what young Bruce Willis fucking looks like, and it was nothing like that. Do you remember there was that one scene when they're showing, I don't know, Joe getting old over in China, and then he changes into Bruce Willis, and he still has a little bit of his hair left, and it's down in that emo swoop across his face. Oh my god, that cracked me up. I love that. But no, that was a cool movie. I liked Jeff Daniels in it. I liked Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it. I thought he was great. I thought Emily Blunt gave a great performance. The little kid, what?
When does she not?
That's true. You're not wrong. What you got there, Wes?
No, I think I already talked about it last time. Never mind. You mentioned Emily Blunt, and it made me think of something.
I thought the kid did a really good job of being incredibly creepy, and I think he just acted pretty well, which I think is surprising. Normally, I have a hard time with kids in a role that they need to carry something like that in a movie with adults because they just don't match up, because why would they? But I think he did a good job. I was not expecting the twist at the end of that movie, even a little bit, even though they kind of alluded to it a little bit, but they never went into much more about the whole telekinesis power thing.
That just came out of left field.
Right out of nowhere,
Yeah.
just all of a sudden, and then that he just turns that dude to fucking mist inside the house, and I'm like, hot damn. When she goes and locks herself in the gun safe, knew something was up there, but I had no clue where it was going. Good movie. I would give Looper. I give Looper a 7.5. That was a
I could
solid
dig it.
movie.
I could dig that.
Nice.
I really liked the combination of new technology with old aesthetic, like the farmhouse. Incredible, like, you know, that was just like a farmhouse you could go into today, and then she walks outside and boots up this fucking looks like the first droids they had in X-Wings, and that thing flies out and sprays her fields, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. That's interesting. You got just a beater truck, and then a guy goes flying down the road on a fucking hover bike. Like, that was cool. I will say I thought it was weird when the movie took the weird turn when Bruce Willis goes and shoots up the den, the mob boss den, where it was Jeff Daniels, and just shoots his way through that entire thing. That was weird. Like, it was almost comic relief a little bit, because there's a lot of weird little funny things that went down. Like, there's that where the dude, like, you hear him running down the stairs for like 30 seconds, click, 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 and Bruce Willis is just waiting, and right when he comes down, he just shoots him. Like, came out of nowhere, and there were just like the bright arrows pointing him this way or that way. It seemed a little out of place, and kind of makes me want to watch it again and see if I can't figure out why. But it was a good highlight, I think. That was fun. Just out of nowhere, because the rest of the movie wasn't that action oriented. They just put 15 minutes in there that were nuts.
They didn't want to go too over the top.
It was so over the top. That part was so over the top. Just walking down the hallway with two P90s blasting everybody.
Nice.
Man, 7.5, and I'll turn the floor back over.
Yeah, like I said, I'm done. So I guess if we want to kick off some game news, I know we'll do game news, and then we'll have a little bit of a roundtable discussion about a movie we all watched. So I know Zach, you had some major game news.
I think it is some major news with Apex. So people have been doing some testing and looking at some stuff, and the characters are have incredibly different hitboxes in the game, and it makes some of them probably not even worth playing if you want to do well.
Really?
So here's the list. So they used Wraith as the base. Wraith, which is probably the most played character. Everyone's probably played a little bit of Wraith. She's got one of the best kits probably, and she's the base. So Lifeline and Bloodhound both have hitboxes that are 12% larger than Wraith. Mirage and Bangalore have 33% larger hitboxes than Wraith. Then it makes a huge jump. Pathfinder's hitbox is 90% larger than Wraith's.
That's the robot, right?
Yep. Caustic's hitbox is 105% larger than Wraith.
Now, I can see that.
Yeah, it makes a little bit of sense. And then Gibraltar's is 140% larger than Wraith. So I think, sure, these characters have bigger hitboxes or
That's
whatever,
crazy.
but they need something to compensate that, or they're not even a competitive character to play in the game.
That's
You know what I mean? Like if you play Overwatch, you've got your tanks and they're giant, but they have a health pool or armor that makes up for how huge they are and how easy it is for them to absorb bullets. But in this, everyone's the same.
That's what that was. I read that too earlier actually, and I was wondering, every time I take Pathfinder, I die so quick. It makes no sense.
quick.
And I watched the video when they have showed the hitboxes where it actually hits, and I was like, I thought immediately of a way how they can fix it. Like Wraith, she's like has the smallest hitbox, right? So just make him more squishy. And then what
Right.
you just said, like the other one, just give him more health, or just that's how you can counter that.
I guess with Gibraltar, I sort of understand it because he has that aiming down the sight shield that he gets, but I don't know how much health that has, and I doubt it makes up for 140% larger hitbox because that shield melts pretty quick. But it's just kind of wild that you would think in a game where I got the feeling that everything was supposed to be balanced, you were just kind of tweaking what abilities you like to have hitboxes that could be 140% larger is kind of insane.
So that's the first big flaw they've found then in the character-based.
Characters, yeah.
Yes, they need to figure out some way to give those characters more survivability if they're going to be bigger. Like, let them be bigger. Let Gibraltar be the first dude who runs into a room and absorbs bullets for the people that come in behind him, but let him absorb those bullets. I guess they were saying some people have recommended like maybe giving him one shield bar to start with, and then every armor he picks up gets an additional shield bar. So if he had, he
So
has
a
5
basic,
shield
like,
bars
Yeah.
with Epic instead of just 4 or something like that, which makes sense to me. Give the dude, 140% more health would be kind of nuts. But,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I think you and me talked about too. Lifeline was my first complaint. The fact that she can heal you, pick you up so fast,
and
she gets a shield to block anything coming at her.
Yep.
I think that needs.
I will say I can see how that has a little bit of a downside to it though, because you can't stealthily get someone up because that robot pops out and makes that giant bright ass blue shield.
Yep.
Right.
You're already
So-
exposed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the enemy can rush, like, oh man, he's reviving him or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's so quick; it does it in half the time, right?
She gets a shield
I
when
think it
she's
is.
Yeah, but
reviving
they-
people?
Yep.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
person she revives has very low health. So
Yeah.
I don't
so,
care.
I mean, it's gonna be. I mean, I think it's balanced.
Fucking, it'll be Wraith, and then she'll just go into her fucking magical runaway with her little ass hitbox.
Hey, a question. Since you guys played it more, Wraith, can I enter? Like, I see an enemy.
Yeah,
Wraith
you
through the
can.
pro-
Oh.
You can.
You
You can go
can?
through that portal.
Nice.
And you can even if you're downed, you can crawl into that
Mhm.
portal.
Can
Really?
you throw grenades through it?
You cannot.
No,
Damn it.
Grenades.
I even tried to
and-
shoot through it.
Yeah, grenades and mirage doubles don't go through the portal.
That's not fair. I could see the Mirage double not going through, but hey, I mean, a grenade has matter. And,
Mass.
yeah.
Yeah,
It'd
but the
pop out
grenade
the
doesn't
other
go
end.
through. Yeah, I will say if I'm going to bring up, I have maybe 2 more critiques of the game. I'm not necessarily sure they're complaints. I think the Peacekeeper is a little too good. Like if you're going to make the Peacekeeper what it is, let it be, but don't give it. You can put the precision choke on it, and then it turns from a close range gun into a mid range gun. You aim down the sights and it tightens up your spread to the point where mid range you'll hit all your shots and deal 100 whatever damage. It just seems a little strong because then someone just carries the Peacekeeper and they don't need another gun, maybe a sniper. It just seems a little unfair. And then, I mean, if you're not playing Wraith, then it also seems unfair to fight against a Peacekeeper because it's so much easier to hit you.
Yeah.
And I think the Wingman could use tone down a little bit because it
Except the-
I like the
Yeah.
wingman. I think what they can do with the wingman is, reduce the extended mag for it. Like, don't give him an extended mag. Like, do the attachment.
Don't matter.
it's
I've
just
taken down people in 2 shots with like blue armor.
Yeah, but I mean, I had the wingman.
45
and
damage
It
a
doesn't
shot.
guarantee you a win, though.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't, but I feel like when you're playing against people on PC, it almost does. If a person who's semi-decent with the Wingman, they just need to land 3 shots no matter what, and you're down.
Maybe they should
Basically.
well, it's a revolver. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think
I understand the idea of the risk versus the reward. Like, it's a slow rate of fire for high damage, but if I've been running it lately with a light assault rifle and then the Wingman, and you strip the shield, switch to the Wingman, and you just spam your 6 shots, and you'll probably land the 2 that it takes to kill someone.
Yeah.
It just seems a little too strong. But
I think there are just a few guns that are totally horrible, like the alternator. I hate that gun. The P2020 whatever. Like, why is it even a game? Like, because I feel like those guns that, I mean, you might as well just punch them because
they're such like when you first drop guns to use, but I don't know. I don't have fun with guns that are just on your first drop. Like right when you get there, just put the cool guns in there.
Exactly. Yeah, especially when you're in the hot zones, like just fill it up with the crazy guns.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, that was the only gaming news I had. And that
goddamn Mozambique.
Fucking everywhere. We got 6 of them over here in this 1 4-foot section.
Yep.
Come get them.
You know, I saw something interesting online that would balance the Mozambique a little bit, I think, and that would be to let you akimbo that sucker.
Dual wielding,
Yeah.
Put a silencer on it.
Yes.
Interesting.
TJ, you said you had some news?
Mine wasn't gaming news, so if we're done with gaming news, mine was just some other nerdy news to put in your ear holes.
I've got
I had some that I sent in WhatsApp.
Go for it.
Red Dead Redemption patch came out and heavily reduces the income you make from like hunting and other kind of side missions to further push their microtransactions. And there was a rundown on Reddit that I can share on Twitter or the Discord, which kind of summarized like how long it takes to get something and how much money you can spend now to get this kind of item. Then they took items off the market and said coming soon. And so basically there was one comment that kind of is funny. It's like, you know, Rockstar, instead of Rockstar doing like, hey, you know, here's all the cool shit that we do, and then towards the mid or end game of the game cycle, push a lot of microtransactions, you know, once a big player base is already in it, they do the complete opposite. They just kill off the complete player base. You know, they turn everybody off. Like if I read more and more news like that, like I don't want to play online. I'm just happy with the single player.
We're still in a beta. Online. Here, buy this for $100 so you can actually do something.
Like that just turns me off. Like I don't want to try it.
That's never happened before.
Like, I'm sorry, like I'm not gonna grind 60 hours to get a new gun or something. Like, it's just not my cup of tea. And hopefully they bring out the single player expansions, but I think those
you only have to do like 45 horse missions, horse theft missions to get your first donkey.
Yay! Yeah, so I don't know. I think the good old days for that game are over.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, just single player.
You can't even steal a fucking horse and keep it. Like you can't even tame your own horse.
But then you could do that in GTA Online, like at least the basic cars. You could just like, you know, steal it and, you know, put insurance on it or whatever it was. I don't know if they removed it, but I know in the beginning you could. But yeah, I don't know. That was just my thing, just kind of like a big turnoff. And Rockstar gets a lot of passes because, oh, well, the single player is great. And it's like, okay, well, their business structures, the business models still suck and are the same level as EA and what is the other, Bethesda now and Activision. I mean, Rockstar's their own thing, but in my eyes, especially if it's about the multiplayer part. So I think people should maybe be a little more critical about them and not just give them a free pass because the single player was good.
Yeah, so. I'll agree with that. I mean, I will never play that online if it stays like that. But at the same time, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything because the single player is so good. Now, that's not giving them a pass. I would just as soon play the single player by myself for the rest of my life than to ever play the online with it that slanted towards buy shit so you can play.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So, fuck it.
Yep, those are my gaming news. So
it's just a symptom of all these games coming out with just purely grinding things. Like your Destinies and your Anthems and your Red Deads, where they just
shooters.
I can't stand a grind. I did that shit when I played back in the heyday of MMOs, and I played Asheron's Call, and I played Dark Age of Camelot, and I played Anarchy Online. And after a while, you get max characters on any of these games, and then you make another one, and you make more, and you know you're doing shit just to get XP, just to level up. And after a while, you just realize that all you're doing is the same shit over and over and over again to level up, to get better shit, to do the same shit over and over again against a different colored thing. to get better shit, to do the same thing over and over again against a different colored thing, to get better shit, and then you start all over, and it's just like, okay, the accomplishment is now, like, the feeling of accomplishment is now gone for me from that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Especially
anytime
when you have to beat the same boss like 20
when
times.
I played Destiny, me and TJ beat it in like 8 or 9 hours. And then we did a couple of nightfalls and a couple of, whatever, the weekly shit that you could do. And then we were like, okay, so what? We beat the game. Now they just want us to do this shit over and over and over again to keep getting better shit. Yeah. Fuck that. And I was done, I'm sorry. The grind is just, I hate when games become a chore. Somewhere in my head, that switch got flipped and turned off for me, and I just don't like. It's almost like a philosophical standpoint in my brain. Is like, I don't see why anybody in their right mind would spend their time doing that over and over again.
From their perspective, I can't see what enjoyment someone gets out of The Division or gets out of Destiny or Anthem, where you're going and fighting bullet sponges to get some loot to drop, and that's it. Like, it's not dynamic. Like, I totally understand that I play Apex and I'm literally just playing the same game over and over and over again, but it's not the same. Every game's different. I'm playing against other people. I'm having, like, I just don't see how you can pull that sort of.
And with Destiny, it's always the same. Like, this the scripted design of events that's gonna happen. Like, here's the first wave of enemies, here's the second one, and then here's the boss. Rinse and repeat. And you don't have that with the multiplayer aspect of, like, what you just said, Apex or Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever.
I was watching Professor Broman and 3 other people. I think it was 3 other people play Anthem the other day, and they were on this really, really humongous boss that took them like a half an hour to beat. And I was watching.
Was that the one where they were like hiding behind metal pieces, and it was in the middle, and it was like a 4-legged tank thing?
And it was like shooting fire out different levels, and they would have to hide high and hide low. And
nope, I was watching a different one.
But they finally took this thing down and killed it, and as soon as it died, they all ran over to wherever you get your loot from, and the first thing out of 3 of them's mouth was, "What the fuck? I only got a green for that?" And that told me all I need to know about that game right there, is that you're doing this shit over and over and over again for the grind to get the drops that you hopefully want, and but that's like, the game just came out. It was like the first or second day. It was still early access, actually, and they're beating like a really big boss in the game for the first time, and that's the reaction was, "What the fuck? I only got a green?"
It's such a lazy
and then
way to
the other people are like,
player base.
Yeah. So I find it to be, honestly, from a developmental standpoint, and with my relationship with a developer, I find it to be insulting. Yeah. I really do, and I don't like it. So.
Yeah, no, totally signed that. That's not the BioWare I grew up on or with. Like, that's pretty lazy. And there was one comment or something that you guys posted, somebody did, and it's like, it's kind of like embarrassing that after all the mistakes from Destiny or something, Anthem repeats the same thing and nobody can get a looter shooter right. It's ridiculous. The only shooter, I think, was a single player shooter that got it right, and it was Borderlands. The co-op single
before
player,
microtransactions.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's just like, hey, spend like $20 to get a black Javelin skin, and people are like, well, the gameplay is fun, like, like the flying around and the combat. And it's like, okay, great, let's a tech demo then, like, with some story and artwork. Good job. It's not what I was expecting, but I was kind of expecting it coming from.
Queue up Back in Black and give me an Iron Man costume.
Yeah. It's pretty much is Iron Man. I think there is even like people who made their own Iron Man color sets or something in the beta, at least. But
must be talking about Anthem.
Yeah. It's like, and it's funny because I have EA Access or Origin Access and stuff, and I don't want to download it. I feel like it would be like a waste of time for me, because I know I'm not going to buy it. There's no interest for me, because it looks like, oh, look, Destiny. Like, and then I know the comparison. People are like, oh, it's not Destiny, man, because first of all, it's third person. I'm like, well, yeah, but it's a loot shooter. So I compare it to Destiny. It's a loot shooter, and it does the same fucking thing Destiny did. What you guys just explained, grind. And my time is valuable. I'm not gonna spend 6 hours to get this one gun. I'd much rather have 6 hours of good, multiplayer matches or a good story. So because that's more important.
The good story and the time just from doing work to get through the story is what's missing in these new MMO looters, those shooter looters or whatever you want to call them. Like if you sat down and you started playing, call it EverQuest 2 when that game came out, like you went through a story of this is why you're in this zone doing these quests, and then you get a cool dungeon, and then you go do more quests, and that leads to another dungeon, and you work your way all the way through it, and it takes ages, but you're not just grinding to get loot until you get to the end of the game, which whatever. But in the same way with World of Warcraft, when it first came out, there was a reason to be wrapped up in doing that stuff. And lately all those games have just turned into, oh well, we got to hold on to our player base, so let's just keep moving the ceiling, so they keep doing the same things over and over and over again.
Yep. And people keep buying it. I don't know why. And then they're like, this sucks. And I'm like, well,
So Blitz is in the chat talking about the Division 2 open beta starts, I think he said Friday. And my question to him was, he says it's amazing, and I don't doubt that the game is amazing, but I said that I wouldn't be playing it after I beat it. I'm not going to, is it still going to be amazing when you do the same mission 40 times? And he said that you don't do it for the missions, you do it for the PvP Dark Zone. Now,
why wouldn't I just go play Ghost Recon, like Advanced Warfighter? Like, wasn't that essentially the same game, but just the PvP Dark Zone portion?
Pretty much.
So why do you have to attach it to something where I have to grind my gear out if I want to go and be competitive in this Dark Zone?
That's what I was going to say. Like, is it you have to grind so that you can keep up in the Dark Zone? That's fucked up.
Yeah, if that's how that works. Like, if I need good gear to kill someone in the Dark Zone.
I'm not a fucking professional Division athlete. I'm not going to go to the gym and train so I can then go do the main event, Fuck that. Sorry.
I think it all boils down to that we all have kind of like the same mindset of like us four at least.
No, it's not that I want an easy mode, Blitz. It's not that I want an easy mode. It's that if you're setting
coming
a game
from
up
somebody
to be
who just started playing that game too.
I am not looking to have to invest time in a multiplayer game to be competitive against other people in a shooter. If I go in there, I want a Call of Duty experience. I go in, I pick my guns, I put the kit on, I go out and I fight people. I don't want someone who has spent more time in the game and is just better because their gear's better to beat me. That's bullshit. Like, I shouldn't have to just, oh, well, that dude can invest 10 hours a day where I can invest 2, so he's just better than me.
That's and he's going to take your stuff.
And he's going to take my shit. It's not everything you needed in 2 weeks.
You also got carried through the game, though.
What happens when they release new content and then you can't play for a week and you're behind? And they just do that over and over and over again, or people are min-maxing. I
think it's just about the balancing fact. Like old games, there was no progression to unlock a gun. You just had the gun. Like Doom, Quake. Quake was like super competitive, and you had like your preset things. There wasn't like, oh, you unlock now this crazy gun if you spend 50 hours, and you're going to be God mode compared to others. And I think that's what Zach tries to say, Blitz.
Yeah.
Like not like that he tries an easy way out. With his, let's say with his life, he's limited time of gaming, but if he wants to play, he wants to be on an even playing field. Like he doesn't want to feel like, hey, this guy invested 2 weeks on it and I only had like 5 hours total because of my limited time, and I'm better than him skill wise, but he has the better gear, so he's going to be automatically by the game design better than me.
Yeah, it's the same thing that pushed me out of playing World of Warcraft because I wanted to play the PvP, but because I didn't invest the time into PvP because I didn't have it, I couldn't get the gear to be competitive in it. And that's bullshit. Even if I'm a better player, I lose because their gear is better.
The philosophy of the game, it is by design a grindy looter shooter. So that's what they want you to do is
Well,
they
that's the
want
thing,
you to
but
spend
still,
the time playing only their game. All these companies now are vying for your you buy the game and they want you to keep playing it and only it. That's why they're designing them like this. And I can't.
But you're falling into their lap, and I can't support that shit. I can't support someone just artificially inflating their game. They're not adding cool gameplay. They're not adding cool story. They're not adding actual content. It's just, oh, you want to keep up? You better keep playing.
Here's an extra number on the end of your gun.
Yeah, right. Now you do an extra 5 damage. Have fun. Because you spent time and kept doing this over and over
You
and over
earned
again.
it. Congratulations for being rewarded. No, I mean,
we're not bashing on
no,
the game.
I want to play the game. I like the game, but I will not.
We just don't like the design concept of the whole kind of, end game MMO like rip off kind of.
I'll totally play the game, but I'm not gonna do just like I talked about when TJ and I played Destiny. We went through that thing co-op and we beat it in about 8 to 10 hours. It was like 2 nights of gameplay, and when we were done, we were like, all right, well, let's do these Nightfall things, and this it wasn't a raid, but I don't know, these dungeon missions and shit. And we did them, and they were cool.
Strikes.
And then we did them at Strikes and Nightfalls and shit. Yeah, and we did them, and we did them. And then at one point, we were in this like hopper that was just randomly going through the different ones, and we had done the same one like 6 times. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why is this what they want us to do now? Is just do this over and over and over again so you just get better stuff? And the answer was basically like, yeah. And it's like, oh, well, I'm done. Are you done? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. Because why? Like, why?
Yep.
So you can go fight people? I mean, I don't know.
And then Destiny, I feel like, had the gear problem where if you spent the time and you got lucky and you got the cool guns and you went and did whatever it took to get the cool guns and you brought them into multiplayer, you just won. Like, it was a free win pass if you had that gun that burned shields if you got shot. Oh, you shot that guy once, now he doesn't have a shield. Prepare to just murder him. Like, what was that, the Thorn? I still remember that gun. That made me quit playing that game because I actually kind of enjoyed the PvP.
Yeah, me too, like in the beginning.
And then everybody started getting those bullshit guns and everybody was using them.
I couldn't believe that they put that game out and it didn't make all the guns like equal.
Right?
That should have been the normal thing for the Crucible, for the PvP part. Everything across the board should be the same.
But it doesn't cater itself to people continuing to grind out your game.
Yeah. So
if you rip those rewards away from the people who spend all the time doing it, they're not going to spend the time doing it, and your player base is going to drop, and you're not going to make money on your new expansions.
Okay, so Blitz says, agree to disagree. He said, and he's responding to what we're saying. And there's people that are into the grind and there's people that aren't. I'm just saying that you can't look at someone and call them out for enjoying a game style and calling it bullshit. Hold on. First of all, I didn't call anybody out. I'm saying I can't stand that kind of game. If you like it, that's fine. But don't say that I'm dumb for not liking it. Just like I'm not saying you're dumb for liking it. I just feel like it's an inconsiderate monopolization of your time and my time and anybody else that buys it when all they want you to do is the same fucking content over and over again so that you get better, you slowly build up and get better and better stuff. I want to play the game and I think it's going to be a fun game for the story and going through it one time, but I'm not going to do it 15 fucking times just to get stronger. It's stupid. That's my opinion. I don't think you're stupid for doing it. That's just my opinion. I just ain't got time for that shit, man.
I just think it's lazy on the developers' part. I
agree.
They have found out how they can keep people in their game.
I don't even think it's lazy. I think it's intentionally by design, and I think it's conniving. Sure. It's more sly than anything.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
It's like they're trapping you into doing it.
It's a bad business practice, as far as I'm concerned.
If I had my bag of lettuce, I'd beat the shit out of it for those type of games.
Right.
Because I did. I enjoyed the game as well, and I was looking forward to playing it. But I remember I ran through missions with Spider, and I ran through missions with Wes, and I don't know who I was with when we finally got to unlock the PvP part whatever it's called, the dark matter, and we absolutely got annihilated, and no different than in Destiny.
Yeah.
So it's you just, if you didn't do it and you couldn't spend the time in it, because I couldn't, like, I don't go on there to play just to play by myself. I won't go on there. I'll play with somebody. I have to have somebody there to play multiplayer with that I'm talking to. So if I only play the first 2 missions with Spider, and then Wes hops on, he hasn't played any. Now I got to play the first 2 missions over again with Wes, and then if somebody else hops on, I got to play that. And eventually, I just don't even get through the whole first game. I never got through Division 1.
Yeah, I didn't finish it.
Story,
No,
because I always,
joined you guys.
yeah. So it's like I always started in the same first. I was like, is there not any other missions to do? But it's because you joined on somebody who hadn't completed them.
Yep. On a side note, really quick, with I don't know if we're still on the topic. I don't see the Twitch chat, but I had a conspiracy theory with Anthem story, by the way, that I forgot to mention.
All right.
Because so I don't know if you all saw the little investigation like people did in like the data dumps and stuff for Destiny 1 and like trailers and stuff. So a lot of content that was promised to be there was cut and never made it into the game. It was cut directly or exactly like I think maybe a year and 2 months before release. And what happened was that one of the lead story writers, left Bungie with Destiny. So I don't know if anybody is familiar with like game development, but usually when a lead writer leaves, the remainder of the game is not allowed to use the assets like this. They can sign something like a waiver or something where they're not allowed to use his work anymore, not going to use his work. So that's why people think it was so shallow and all this, like there was a Crow character who had like voice lines and stuff and, this world we can go here and blah, 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 wasn't in there. In the final game with Anthem, one of the writers, she was from Last of Us development team. She actually joined BioWare. She left. She was one of the main story writers. She left a year before Anthem's release. I don't know. Kind of sounds like a rinse and repeat with storylines. So it's kind of my thing. What I thought about the other day is like, I wonder if BioWare, like everything that we saw in the trailers with the demo they showed once at E3, where people like talk and there was like certain locations and stuff with like great voice acting and stuff. I wonder if that was just all just scrapped, because they couldn't use the assets anymore and are now in a similar dilemma where they can't use those assets that they had already worked on because she left.
Why would a corporation lock themselves into that type of contract?
I kind of agree.
I mean, to get the person.
Yeah. To get it's a risk because they know worst case they can do something what they did now. Because it's always going to be something, and obviously it's not going to be like a big thing, but so they think. But then shit like this happens, and then, I mean, there's pretty much a lot of, like I said, like logs that they found of like interviews and like in the game files itself that weren't necessarily things that just didn't make it in the game. They were actually like planned to be there, but then got removed. Like there was like areas you shouldn't go in and stuff, and way too detailed to be just like a test thing. So I don't know. It just kind of like, obviously this is just me speculating it, but I know it happened a lot of times, and reading into a lot of the contracts from older games like this, like usually they're not allowed to use those assets or take the rights with them. Yeah, I say it weird. Haha.
That's not what we're laughing at.
You're all right. I'm not laughing at you.
But anyways, so that's
just weird to me. That's just weird to me. Like I see what you guys are saying to get the person to get their story, but I'd still feel like a big corporation would be able to
like fuck that. You made that shit for us. We're gonna use it.
Like, or maybe even like an out. Like any normal corporation would give you a package out. Like, okay, if you're leaving, we'll give you this much so we can continue on with this story.
Right, but
maybe
the person, maybe the person then said like, nah, I keep it.
Yeah,
I want it.
Yeah.
But my thing is generally, and I'm sure it's different, the higher up in the creative process you get, but generally, if you're working for a company, they're going to say that anything you create while under the employ of them is their property in the first place. So maybe they have enough clout that they can, avoid contracts like that. They can be like, yeah, right, whatever. If you want me, you're gonna sign me to something where I own my, my intellectual whatever.
Right.
But I'd never heard that before, Pascal. That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, there's like YouTube videos on it, and like Reddit, like where they, how Reddit is, man. They go into like crazy, like it's like those kids that sit there 24/7 in their like little computers, and then like go full on investigative with stuff, and it's pretty interesting to say. I mean, if it's all 100% true, I don't know. I mean, they never confirmed or denied it, but I think it's kind of like it puts a interesting spin to a point where I kind of can understand, if that is true, why Destiny was so shallow. But still, nonetheless, no excuse for Anthem. But yeah,
I just really feel like this latest looter shooter craze you were talking about earlier, how it's kind of this generation of gamers is really just a lot of people are gravitating towards the looter shooters, and I really feel like it's like the last generation's MMO, like I don't know. I just
I'm right there with you. To be honest, I
feel like it's almost like a human being playing one game, and then they've dumbed it down so a monkey's playing this one, and they don't interest me. And I think it's because most of us at least, have so much experience on a much deeper but very similar similarly planned out type of game, So I don't know.
I grew up with different looters. Like I grew up with Diablo and Diablo 2, and I mean, that's probably the biggest two. The Baldur's Gate series that were on the Xbox, where you sit down with friends and you run through and you kill hordes of monsters and get loot and get better, and then you beat the game, and then you can do New Game Plus. But these games don't even have New Game Plus where you play through the whole game again. They just all narrow it down to a gear grind at the end, and you get it with
only the strict single player games have New Game Plus, like Witcher, Assassin's Creed. Other games really don't have that anymore.
Yeah,
sad, but make some money, I guess.
That's your new camera, Pascal?
No, why?
Not your new camera?
I mean, yeah, kind of.
It looks good. I'm kind of jealous.
Right? It looks really good.
Yeah.
I hate my camera now.
Asshole.
Thanks a lot, Pascal.
You're welcome.
All right. I don't have anything news-wise, so
that was it.
All right, I can do my news.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So mine's just, I mean, it's, I guess, not really news. Some of it is, but some of it's just like updating everybody, like how I like to let you know when Walking Dead's coming back, Game of Thrones. So I saw some stuff for The Haunting of Bay Manor, which is going to be a season 2 of The Hill House.
Oh,
It's gonna have any of the same characters though.
I don't know. I didn't get to. They didn't release a lot about it, but it looked like it had the mom or the wife.
Fuck that crazy bitch.
What? She saved her kids.
Yeah. They can be together forever.
Yay!
So that is a thing. I didn't see a date on it though, but I think it's just the talking. There is. Oh, what do you guys think about? There's a lot of Netflix news coming with this, but Netflix and Marvel having this looks like a little riot out, not liking each other. So Netflix has now canceled Punisher.
Fuck, I don't know what's going on with that.
And they canceled Daredevil, which they had already canceled Daredevil, but Daredevil to me had 2-3 seasons where I wanted to keep watching it. Like, I didn't think I would like it, and I enjoyed it.
I just recently got on Hulu, and the first thing I saw on Hulu today was, and I don't remember the name of it, but it was a new Marvel series that I'd never heard of. I guess it's on Hulu.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're just saying it's a new Marvel series on there?
Yeah, I think it's on Hulu only. I don't think it's on like a TV channel. I've never heard of it. But
Yeah, because they also, I mean, they canceled pretty much everything that they were doing with Marvel. The Defenders, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones.
Doesn't Disney own Marvel though?
Yeah,
Isn't Disney? Don't they have their own streaming service now?
I think they have though during this whole process.
Man, I yet have to watch a TV show or
I want to watch.
series with Marvel.
Definitely want to watch The Punisher. I heard a lot of
The
people.
Punisher.
Snoop Dogg was. Who was it? Was it Snoop Dogg? All pissed off.
Oh, I don't know.
Somebody was tweeting it. Apparently tweeting about it. They were pissed. Eminem. It was Eminem. Eminem was all mad because they canceled The Punisher, I guess, and he thought that he'd make them change their mind, I guess.
So when
Yeah,
is Disney gonna be mad at EA?
I don't know, but I'm just upset because I'm hooked on The Punisher, and now I have nothing to look forward to on that because it's gone.
I just watched
Yeah. Let's see. Something else. Oh, I was talking to Zach. I don't remember where I saw that, but I ended up pre-ordering. You can pre-order it right now and get it, I think, by May 1st, and it might be enough. I've always wanted to possibly jump back into D&D, but I've never wanted to. But they have a Stranger Things themed starter edition D&D game, and it's back in the old red box that the D&D when they released. Yeah, and it's got the Stranger Things on the front. So I think I've already pre-ordered mine. It comes out May 1st, which if I start playing, I can get my kicks off before Stranger Things 2 starts July 4th. So they like their holidays. They started out on Halloween, and now we're going to July 4th. So that's exciting. I'm excited for Stranger Things 2 and the D&D. So if you're into D&D and you want to pre-order, you get 2 Demogorgons in the starter set. One of them's already painted, and one's left black or blank, so you can paint it the way you want your Demogorgon to look. So I thought that was pretty neat. Then, for those nerds who used to watch your animated series cartoons on different things like G.I. Joe and Transformers,
Where then meets the eye.
2020 Netflix is going to bring the War of Cybertron animated series.
Ooh.
So it'll be talking about the origin story of the Decepticons.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think it's going to cover both the Autobots and Decepticons, but you sort of know what went on with the War of Cybertron, and I've not been into these type of comics or anything in a long time. So to have an animated series now that I can be a little kid and watch and get some origin stories about where everything come from is pretty exciting. And I'm excited to see where they go with it. They'll probably cancel it after the second season because they get pissed off at somebody else. And if they do that, I'll probably just stop watching Netflix because I can't handle getting into these good series and then losing them like that.
Can I tell you a little bit about a show called Firefly?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. Serendipity? What?
Serenity.
Serenity. Yeah, that's what I meant. I know what I'm talking about.
Serendipity.
Mm-hmm.
Serendipity. That was a Sandra Bullock movie, right?
No, that was the. Oh God! Oh, the lady, the wolf, the lichens, the vampire girl.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale. Yeah,
I remember her.
That was serendipity.
How could you forget her?
Yeah.
Those eyes and the hair.
Mm-hmm.
But that was all the news I just wanted to bring to the people who like to watch the things and the stuff and do stuff and the things. That's all I had.
Okay. Well, we did all decide to put our little heads together and try something new. I think we want to start watching, if we're lucky enough to all be able to do it, one of the same either movie or TV show every week, so that all four of us have seen what the others are watching and can discuss and talk about. So I got to pick first, surprisingly, and I just happened. Yeah, it was a roll of the dice. And I chose a Leonardo DiCaprio flick, The Wolf of Wall Street, because I had never seen it and I'd been needing to watch it. apparently. So that's what we're going to talk about for a few minutes before we get out of here. Everybody watched it?
Yo,
Yes.
I watched it
Sweet.
today.
Did you finish it, Nugget?
I don't blame you, to be honest.
I mean, after the first 2 hours of tits and ass, what were they going to give me the last hour?
I
I'm
think
sorry.
I think
Actually,
that movie.
surprisingly less tits and ass in the
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
hour.
It is.
The movie
Tremendous.
was. I thought the movie was really, really good. I do think
Yeah.
it was a little bit too long, and I think if they could have just skimped on some of the tits and ass, they could have sped the whole thing up to a much. And it's
I
so
think it
Martin
was fairly-
Scorsese.
From what I understand, though, is it follows the memoir very well because this was
Yeah.
based off of the dude's memoir, and what he did in it was glorify all the drug use and morally gray
God,
behavior.
though, dude, man. I mean, talk about having it all and having nothing at all at the same time, and then just fucking losing everything.
Right?
It's, I don't know. My biggest complaint with that movie, and you guys can talk more about it. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give the movie a 7 on my Nug scale. I think everybody needs to watch it.
I gave it a 7 as well.
Thought it had
Same here.
fucking great, funny, comedic moments that are kind of eye-opening. You're just like, holy shit, did that just happen? Really good acting all the way throughout. Just it drug a little bit in the I would say like the 3/4 of the way through. It drug a little bit, then it picked up again for the end. But the one thing that I never really understood, and the one thing that I feel like I was denied in this movie, was they explained what he was doing, and then they explained that what they were doing was illegal, but they never really explained what they were doing that was illegal. Right?
Yeah, or why it was
Right.
it's
And
illegal.
I get that he's legitimately selling these stocks, but he's doing something in there that's illegal about it, and I have no fucking clue what.
Well, I
to
think
this
there was a
day.
little
they
bit.
they owned the company that they were selling the stocks to the people, so it boosted their stock in the company when they went and sold.
There was a lot of like a good bit of insider trading and things that were going on. Like at first, like the SEC was after them because of basically predatory sales practices. So they're going out there and they're lying to these people who are buying their cheap stocks to begin with, and that's frowned upon. And they're taking these huge commission cuts, which is also frowned upon. And then there's a little bit there. Not quite at the end, near the end on the golf course, before they start moving all the money, where they talk about how Shane from The Walking Dead, whatever his character's name was,
He was awesome.
he was his own entity, and he was buying large amounts of the stocks that Leo was then selling, and then giving him all the money that got made from that when the prices went up.
You know,
And that's illegal
the moving
too.
the money part is the part that I thought drug a lot. It just, they spent way too much time on the moving all the money from here to Sweden to wherever. It just, that part to me, too many scenes involving that. So anyway, okay. Well, I
We can
appreciate the
go around.
explanation there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
go
I
around
give it
and
a 7.
scores.
I'd like to hear what you guys think about it. So Pascal, you go first.
Well, I mean, I watched it. Oh, shit, 2 years ago. I
Oh,
think?
so you didn't watch it
So
recently?
you didn't rewatch it.
No, I did, but I didn't go all the way through because it's not a movie that I can watch twice. Because there's nothing that I'll miss if I, watch it just once. But I do. That was probably the first movie that I watched where it was the first movie with Leonardo DiCaprio where he's actually like legitimately funny. Sometimes in my eyes. There were other movies out there too, but I actually like laughed a lot more than I thought I would, just because his like reckless kind of behavior, and he's still as somewhat innocent, and then he turns into a super not so innocent guy. But I don't know. I think like what I always thought about this actor was like he is so like underappreciated all the time. Like he gets all the time nominated and stuff, but I think he only had one Oscar. I think. Finally got one for I don't know what movie it was, but Was it that movie? No, I thought it was like, wasn't it the Snow movie or something? Like, was it
Yeah,
Revenant?
the one with the Revenant.
Yeah, I think that's where he got an Oscar. But I
Appreciate
think
the follow.
he always has been a very, very good actor, and you know, always thought like he's a very like charismatic person. Like he's very like good to talk to, good to listen to kind of person. But I don't know, the movie I appreciated, and not for because I'm a guy, but I appreciated the craziness of all the like what moral gray areas I think that they were displayed, literally displayed, because it just kind of fitted the theme of the whole movie and the premises of what it was like, how and how it is nowadays too, with like people who have a lot of money, they're also going to do lots of drugs, and you see it every time, and then you see this one guy overdosing on cocaine or something. But I don't know, I give the movie a 7 too. Like, again, I do believe that it's a movie, like I said, I mean, I couldn't bring myself to continue watching because I was like, I've seen it before, but I do believe it's a movie that you should watch if you want to see something funny, completely different, but still a lot of like dramatic moments in it. What Wes kind of brought it down perfectly is like, coming from nowhere to having a shit ton of money to basically, losing.
You know what it really reminds me of? Goodfellas for stockbrokers.
Yeah. You could say that. So, so I just think that all in all, it's a good movie, and you should definitely watch it. Especially, it's so cheap if you have to buy it, or you can find it online. I don't care, but I think it's something, if you have free time, you should watch it. Don't need to watch it twice. But yeah, this is kind of my 2 cents to it, I guess.
No, what would you give it?
Oh, 7. Like
7?
Yeah,
Okay.
7. It's a good movie. It's right on the edge of being super or great, I guess, but like if it had a little more better place, like I don't know, if it's like a kind of like based on what the main, what you said, the memoir or whatever, then you cannot do a lot of like plot twists and that kind of matter. So I see it. But if it would be just free to loosely based on it, I think it could have been better. But and I think like it was kind of long, like it was a little bit too long. I don't know what the length exactly was, but I remember
3 hours.
Yeah, I think that's stretching it. Like that's like almost like Lord of the Rings stuff, where I'm just like, God, can they go?
I feel bad not finishing it. Like 2 hours and 15 minutes in.
Yeah,
I really wanted to see where it was going to go, but man, I couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah,
I picked a bad time to watch.
You were also watching it really late at night, right?
Yeah.
I think like a sweet spot for movies that I like to watch is like 2 hours max. Like I don't like to watch anything over 2 hours.
I will sit down and I'll watch a solid 3-hour movie if it keeps on moving. This movie just it
was dragging a little bit.
Because it's based on a fucking true story.
Yeah.
Like this movie, I think I would give it probably a 7.5 or an 8, just on a critical scale. Like if I'm taking my personal taste out of it, for me personally though, this movie's maybe a 5. Like I don't find based on true story movies particularly engaging because there's nothing interesting that you can do with it. It happened in real life. You already know what you're getting. There's
he kind of sucked cocaine out of a woman's asshole. That's pretty interesting.
Is it though?
I don't know. I laughed when I saw it.
Oh yeah, like I think it was comical and it's funny that someone did that, but like from a creative or artistic standpoint, you can't do a whole lot with something based. And I think a lot of what I watch movies for is that end of it. And so it just doesn't do a whole lot for me. But I think everyone's performances were great. I thought Jonah Hill did a great job for being pretty far out of his wheelhouse of general roles, and Leo killed it. I mean, I never watched any interviews with the actual dude, who I assume still alive and in jail and everything, but I figure he probably did a good job recreating that guy. And I also thought, even though he was only in it for a little bit of time, Matthew McConaughey's character was pretty freaking awesome.
I wish he was in it more.
Yeah,
I was sad that he wasn't in it more.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do it with me.
Oh. Yeah.
He was starting the fucking beginning of a song for Lord of the Rings. God damn it.
Well, yeah, like not a bad movie. It's not something I would ever want to watch again, having not watched it twice. But
Yeah, it
You say
was
you gave it a
rough.
5?
personally, for me, if it was just me, I'd give it a 5. But
It's just you.
but it's not. Like, I appreciate the movie for more than what it was, and I think it gets like a 7.5. But
Okay, what do you mean?
From a critical point of view.
standpoint, if I take my predispositions out of it, I'd give it a 7.
Kind of like I feel like I want to give Umbrella Academy a 9 just because I had so much fun with it, but I
Right.
don't- Okay.
But you're seeing the flaws and doing it from a non-biased standpoint, where
Okay.
yeah, and that's what I'm doing. A biased standpoint, I give it a 5 because I can't stand based on true story movies.
Okay.
But yeah, TJ.
Yeah, I gave it a 7. I was entertained a lot. I laughed a lot.
Lots of boobies.
Yeah, I think if you need tits, this is the movie for you.
2 hands, guys. 2 hands.
The 2 hands on the keyboard. The acting, I think, was good. I liked the acting. I don't think I had any complaints. And seeing Jonah Hill with a fupa in the beginning was awesome. Like, I want your job. Well, if you go do this, and I'll hire you. I thought that
I want
was
you to come over here and smoke crack with me. Come here, smoke this.
Yeah, that part was hilarious. I really like that part.
So, I agree. I wish there was more Matthew McConaughey in it. I think they could have done some more with his character, but maybe he just gave up on him after, since it's his memoirs of what.
Yeah,
you know
that
what I
company
mean? Like,
went under. So.
yeah. So, but I did stop. I unfortunately, I need to watch the ending because I want to know what
I
happened.
think it's worth seeing. When
Yeah.
did you stop?
Yeah, did you get to the part where he takes the lemons?
No.
Oh man,
The
you missed
lemons?
out on some of the best. Yeah, the old school Quaaludes, the lemon 714s.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the part where he drives his car home from the resort
Yeah.
really, really slow.
Yeah, that whole sequence there, that 10 minutes of sequence is some of the funniest parts
Dude,
in that movie.
oh yeah, that's the part where he said I had hit a whole new level. I
Yeah.
found cerebral palsy mode.
Yeah.
And he
Yep.
was so fucked up, dude.
It's so fucked up, and then he gets back in the whole Jonah Hill thing, and then he fucking cokes himself up so he's like Popeye. Like that, all of that was just
Yeah, I mean, I'll
And then he
definitely,
saved him.
I'll definitely see. Like,
Yeah,
I'll
if
definitely
you-
go and watch it. I fucked up, and we started it at like 12:30 at night,
yeah, that's rough, man.
and by 2:15, I was like, "Hold on, I gotta pause this real quick and go get like something to just some booger sugar."
Yeah, you
I don't know.
definitely need to see the rest of
But
that.
yeah,
then.
it was like, yeah, we still had till like 3:00 to go, and I had to be up early, so I messed that up. That's on me.
oh
So
man,
I couldn't even tell you about the ending. But from what I saw, it was a 7. I enjoyed it, and for what it was. For it was totally, I wasn't expecting it, because when I first looked up who all was in it, because I just wanted to sort of see who played in it besides Leonardo DiCaprio, I saw that there was like a 1929 movie of The Wolf of Wall Street. So I sort of read the synopsis on that and to see what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting all the tits and ass. Like, it came out of nowhere. I was blown away.
Like, whoops.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
people getting blown away
Yeah.
Yeah.
on planes and offices, garages, cars. The blowing was indiscriminatory.
Real.
Yeah.
All right,
So that's all I got.
that's cool. So 7s across the board, kind
Yeah,
of.
basically,
Yeah. All right. How do you guys? I just saw you pitched an idea, and I'm gonna let you run with it. Because I couldn't kind of figure it all out. But
Yeah, I
do
got
we
you.
want to talk about that now, or
Yeah.
okay, go for it.
So I think what I think would be great for us and great for everybody else to get some just engagement out of you guys. If we're talking about this movie, you guys didn't know this was coming, so we're thinking about we rolled dice last time, or a die, to see who was going to pick the movie that we were all going to watch for the week. So we're going to do that again. So we're going to roll that, and I think if everybody's in agreement, we take out whoever won.
Yes.
So
100%.
Wes comes out of it. So whoever wins this one will come out of it along with Wes next time, or does Wes rotate?
Until we get
Okay.
everybody.
That way,
through.
everybody is round robin, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we take them out, and then we're going to tell you guys who are listening and who are in the chat, and if you all ever want to come in and participate in the chat, WesManY2K at Twitch TV, you can come hang out. But we want to social shit. I think we roll it. Somebody picks the next movie, and you guys get to participate. You guys will know what we're talking about next time, and we can look at your, what you have to say about it and see how we feel about it. And we want you guys to
watch the movie with us.
Yeah.
Well, not like at the same time, but this week.
Talk to us about it. Hit us up at, does the SideQuest podcast have its own Twitter?
It does.
Yeah, you can hit us up with things you want to say about it on the Twitter and all that kind of stuff. You three, I'm one of the three. Do you guys have movies in mind if you were to end up getting the role right now?
I do.
Yeah? All right, give me 2 seconds. I'll go grab my die.
Do it.
So we'll come out with I'll go ahead and go into the weird and wacky news since this is getting ready to go down. I don't think Zach needs to be here for it. It's nothing crazy. It just sort of relates to all of us that work in retail and about how we sometimes find love at our retailers. German. Oh.
What?
Wait, I did too. And then once Zach puts once Zach has his earpiece back in, did you find love in your retail job, or did you find love outside your retail job?
Retail.
So retail used to be retail. I'm pointing. I don't even know where I'm pointing. I don't even know
Who used to be retail?
Well, sausage over there.
I was quite late,
I think,
man.
yeah, I think Wes is the only man who didn't pick his woman up from retail.
I picked that bitch up from
Hey,
school.
mine is not either now. So hey.
Not now. So the weird and wacky news, I was just going to throw that out there. I was just talking about it. I just thought it was funny that a lot of us that work in retail meet our loved ones at retail. So the weird and wacky news was that I read on the 18th, Vermont couple married at Walmart where they met. So they both worked at Walmart. They had a wedding in the break room, and their assistant manager, who actually had his marriage license, whatever, he actually married them in their break room at the Walmart that they found love at.
It's not uncommon. It's not uncommon.
Yeah.
You spend that much time working around another person, you get to know them, and
When I lived in Alabama, I remember a news story of a couple and I think they actually made a thing out of it. Like more and more people were starting to get married at this same place, but a couple got married at the fucking Piggly Wiggly where they met. And so, and they kept on more and more people were actually getting married at the Piggly Wiggly. I don't know why. It's a thing.
I don't think it's wrong. Honestly, I think it's cool.
There's the die.
The die, the 12-sided this time, Shy. Since you're
Definitely
looking
in
out for
focus
it.
now.
Yeah,
Looks
right.
good.
All right.
Yeah, I think just because we're talking about equipment a while ago, but I think Zach's focuses on his mic.
Yeah, it does.
I think your camera's okay, Zach. I think it just picks up your mic and puts you out of
Awesome. Focus. It's focusing on your.
And I don't even think I have the actual drivers or app for the.
Oh, okay.
For the camera to do anything with it. I just plugged it in and expected it to work. So I'll have to download that. So here's what I got. I got 1 through 4 is TJ, 5 through 8 is Pascal, and 9 through 12 is me.
Hey, what are you doing right now?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Wolf of Wall Street, man. It's Wolf
Here
of
it
Wall
goes.
Street.
It is a 5, so that's Pascal. What are we watching?
Woo!
Okay. I don't know if any of you all seen that, but I know TJ likes scary movies, and this movie is by far one of the scariest movies, independent movies
boy.
I've watched,
Oh,
because
boy.
it involves old lady. And the movie I'm talking about is called The Taking of Deborah Logan.
The
The Taking of Deborah Logan.
And
Probably
that
spelling
is-
it wrong, but whatever.
And that is, in my eyes, scarier than the first Conjuring movie. It just has everything that I fear in that
Where'd you
movie.
watch it?
I watched it on Netflix. I don't know if
Okay.
it's still there. I
Okay.
don't know if it's still there, but you know, it's everywhere online. So
Yeah, no,
You
I
know.
got you.
you know,
I can find it. I know my way around them the things. I was around before Napster, motherfuckers.
Big shot. I
Oh,
hate
shit.
old women.
I have avoided watching this movie for a very long time because I saw the cover once. Fuck you, Pascal.
I'm
Gotta
looking
watch it.
now.
and that is like a movie that actually scared me. And I watched so many horror
Oh,
movies
my
where
God.
I'm so like used to it, where it's just like, huh, that's not scary. While other
Oh,
people actually jump.
hell no.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That is,
That
I'm getting
face.
anxiety. Stop! I'm not even looked at. I'm getting anxiety over here. Quit it. Here I go. I'm clicking.
Look at the
thinking-
images.
Oh, I fucking hate you guys. Right now. I hate you, Pascal. I
Oh.
agree with
We'll find it,
Spot-
Blitz.
What's that? I do not like you right
We'll
now.
find it, Blitz.
Images.
Oh.
Oh, you guys are. I'm getting cold chills because you all know this motherfucking door opens by itself back here. I hate you.
Gotta do it,
Shit,
Shy.
man.
You gotta do
You
it.
got to shut, especially
Everybody.
in your dark cabins at night, buddy. While everybody's
oh
asleep.
man. Adro.
Nope, nope,
no,
nope, nope,
Not
God.
watching
So
that.
see, this
I wanna watch
this
the
is
trailer.
it, guys. This
said
is
nope,
it. So,
nope,
if you are listening, this is the interaction we want to have with you guys. We want you all to be a part of this. This is just about as much as you as it is us. So, if you're
Pretty much.
listening, hit us up on Twitter so we can have some feedback with you. Come into the chat. Eventually, we might make one with our own name, and because I don't think we saved one yet. I didn't, anyways.
Saved one what?
For Twitch. Did we
Yeah, we
ever
did.
go
We
in
have
and
a-
lock that down?
We have a channel. I just haven't done anything with it.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if I forgot if we had locked it down or not. So we want to have some participation from you guys.
Yeah. Watch that
this.
movie.
Yeah.
Don't use a pillow to cover your eyes, man.
Oh, I'm not.
But-
I'm watching this
Okay.
one at probably about 12:30 in the
But listen,
afternoon.
I can already tell you, like, it will trick you in thinking you have a jump scare.
Oh,
Then it's not-
don't
you know?
ruin it for me. I want to
I'm
experience
not-
it. Don't.
you,
Oh
you'll
yeah, I'm
see.
turning the
You'll
the
see.
surround sound on.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I'll have the surround sound all the way up.
I will say, isn't it a little weird how that picture of her looks just like Victor from Underworld?
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Oh
weird little
man,
thing that dude does.
I'm not happy right now.
I mean, it's an independent movie, you know. Not a lot of
Yeah.
people know about it, so it's
No,
already
yeah,
good made, though. Well made.
Blitz is going for it tonight. I do have the advantage that McKenna's gonna be fucking pumped to sit down and watch a horror movie with me.
Blitz, you're not watching that tonight. You're watching Goodfellas. Fuck that. Watch it tomorrow. Watch it another day. You got some time. Put together some Legos and watch it a different day. You need to watch Goodfellas. He's never fucking seen Goodfellas.
Yeah, because I got a couple of movies I can't wait for my win.
See, I think I'm gonna, and I am the resident elderly person. I'm about to get my senior citizen discount and shit, but I think that like I'm gonna be sending you guys a bunch of old movies that you've probably already seen. But
Hey, that's fine, man.
Your work's supposed to be haunted, Shy. I'm so sorry for you.
Oh boy, window liquor. I like that name.
Yeah, I've been that name too.
Oh man, love it. That's all I have. Weird and wacky news is over. I really hope you guys check out this movie so we can all talk about it. I'm
hell
excited.
yeah! So
I promise you don't have to worry about me falling asleep. I'm watching this bitch at like 1:00 in the afternoon on a bright sunny day. with the windows open.
all right. Well,
Uh.
then, does anybody else have anything to say?
No, I
Nope.
don't.
We will reconvene here next Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone coming out. Don't forget to follow everyone on Twitter. I just put the links in the chat. And
I'm back on Twitch.
Yeah, I'm back on Twitch.
Welcome back.
Welcome
Mixer.
back. I know. I don't know what to do. I'm here now, so here I am. My wife's happy. She's been telling me I need to go back the whole time, so she's not very supportive like that. Yeah. So I'm gonna get hit for that. Yeah, we're done, guys.
Catch it on camera, man.
Oh, wait a minute.
Undisputable.
I do have a question. Hey, Big Shy. Let's kill. TJ, Zach, Pascal. Did you guys know? You know that you can download this podcast and listen to it in your car if you're not watching?
What?
God.
Where can I do
What?
that?
What?
Oh my God. You can do that at a couple places. You can do that at. Oh my God. You can do it on Spotify. You can do it on iTunes. You can do it on Anchor. You can do it anywhere pretty much you find podcasts. Search
just
What
for
put
about
them on.
Stitcher?
It's on Stitcher. It should be. It
They
better
have
be.
such a nice announcement for when a new episode of something comes out. The sound effect that plays, the alert. It's just, I don't know, real pleasant on the ears.
Can I get it on the Napster?
I'm checking now. I'm pretty sure it's on there though.
Listen
Can
to
I
one
get it on
podcast.
LimeWire? Ooh, they're showing
Yeah.
some age.
Damn. LimeWire.
What about if I have
Yeah,
Chrome?
it's on Stitcher.
Hell
We
yeah.
on
Boom.
Stitcher, bitches. Thought so. But yeah, so what if I have a Chromecast? I don't know.
Yeah, you can cast that
check-
shit from your phone to your Chromecast.
I wonder if you can find it on Plex. Plex has podcasts now. I don't know if you guys use Plex, but
Nope.
oh.
No,
I
I've never
did,
heard of it.
but not anymore.
Kazaa, damn, dating
Kazaa,
ourselves.
yeah, I used Kazaa.
Hell yeah, I did. Fuck Napster.
I used Kazaa, yeah.
Oh, Napster. I have a Metallica shirt on.
Lars.
Oh boy.
Now
we're gonna get
now we're gonna get in trouble. All right, guys, we gotta
Right.
go. I'll be back streaming here in a few minutes. I'm gonna take a break, guys. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging out. Download the podcast. Go to iTunes. Give us a review. Say hi. Don't forget to follow everybody and talk to us during the week on the Twitters. And we'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.